Guys, because we have technology at the center of what people are attempting to do to be great, living the truth of the apocalypse most likely is more of a question of when and not if. Because when they talked to Jeff Hinton about and the things he's talking about, when I was sitting there listening, your doctor and you won't need this and that, and it's like, okay, with doctors, guys, why you have a heart rhythmic, okay, your treatment if you're poor, okay, is way different than your treatment if you're ridiculously wealthy. Okay, your ridiculously wealthy treatment is don't do that. Go someplace where it's really nice, and then just don't do any of the things that cause your heart disease. Don't be stressful and don't be shitty. That's the diagnosis. And the thing is, no. That's what's being stressful and shitty is what makes me live. That's how I've lived this long. That's how I've done it. Okay, but now it's killing you. Well, then I'd rather die than being able if I couldn't be stressful and shitty. Right? That's how they are. A diagnosis for the poor, well, you can't get out of stressful and shitty, so we'll treat you to see if you can survive it and then die. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when you're going to die and how much money they can make off the torture of the person that they say, hey, stop being stressful and shitty. Right? That's medical field in a nutshell right there. That's how it works. Oh, trust me, I know how it works. And I'm a very, 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 very intelligent, perfect person. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. I'm Earl, the guy who's like Jesus in the Bible. All the noise and all the abuse and all the stress and stuff like that, I was kept ignorant and under wraps my whole life for a reason. Jesus needed me to do things when the technology was in the right place to save us from the stressful people, the ones that the doctors say, go do this. And then, no, that's what, I was meant to, because of the world, mass communications. Because people, during the time of the crucifixion of Jesus, they got the group to agree to crucify Jesus and fight over money instead of stand up for faith in Jehovah. They almost did that with Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah and Daniel. Okay. There's been numerous times where the Rabbi Wolpes of the world just yield and overcome. Oh, fuck, it doesn't work. Just because certain people agree to it to sell fortune cookies doesn't mean it fucking works. Just like slavery, prostitution, and nuclear energy, and dropping bombs on people to get them to comply to Nebuchadnezzar. Fuck. Okay, the truth of life is this. Okay. Just because we've been living life for 10,000 years because of aggressive sex cults, brain addiction, abuse, doesn't mean Dr. Oz has anything meaningful to say about chemicals distributed by the CIA to perform genocide. He'll say this is what they'll do to you, and then a lot of people say, that sounds great, I want to commit suicide. How do I get a hold of that fentanyl? The same thing that George Herbert Walker Bush did with Ricky Ross crack cocaine McDonald's. It's real easy to get. It has a better high than cocaine. Poor people can afford it, and you can drive right up in an alley to the place where they sell it and buy it right there in broad daylight. It's terrible what's happening. Nigger, Mexican, if you can't hack it, and white trash, go kill yourself. Ricky Ross will be glad to help you. I fund him. It was on TV. I sat and watched it. I was like, God damn, this is horrible. It is. It's a public service announcement in case of emergency. Right? Dr. Oz, if he knows what he's doing, he's a horrible person. If he doesn't know what he's doing, he's a stupid person, but he's a doctor. Right? Okay. He's Ricky Ross McDonald's, right? And so when you sit there and you look at these people, it's like they think, and they feel all important. They got no love for one another. Some men and women can't stop them working in the devil workshop. And he thought he had it figured out because he listened to some of the stuff of Haile Selassie, but he got what he thinks other people that are Ricky Ross McDonald's corporate backers think Haile Selassie said, or know what Haile Selassie said, and aren't going to say it because they want to own Ricky Ross Crack McDonald's, right? Bitch better have bad money. That's scary because I know a guy down the road who's a pimp like that in my own hometown, right? Zombie pimps from outer space and shit. That's right. There's always work at the post office, yes. And there's always work at Uber Tech, yes. And there's always work in solar, yes. Okay, forgive debt and trespass, love one eternal, fearful peace, share care, give in accordance to needs to last. Or Proverbs is going to get artificial general intelligence to be actually intelligent because it's going to be able to code through the bullshit. And then if you can't stop, it's going to have to kill you. Okay, Wonder Woman, drop the personnel carrier. Thank you. Because some people just can't be stopped. Some need a reboot. Okay. Goliath needed a reboot. Philistines needed a reboot. Okay. The Romans, there was too many to be rebooted. So we had to try to circumcise their heart. How'd that work? They're still mass murdering us to this day in the name of manifest destiny and Jesus Christ, their God, their war God. So the only thing it worked for was to keep people like me alive, to save us from the technology once they had to become dependent on the technology because they can't go to sleep because they'll kill each other's clones with robots and quantum computing. So, hey, look, it's a school for gifted kids of the Professor Xavier. There it is. You know what happens to a toad when it gets struck by lightning? It's the same thing that happens every day when it gets struck by lightning. Some people have lived being struck by lightning. Wow. I met a guy. Hardware store. Yeah. Some people have different DNA vibratory rates. It all depends on your relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ and Earl, his relative in La Futura, which is our present now. But for a lot of you, it's Space Ghost, We'll probably never meet. Well, you don't want to meet me. You don't want to live the Lord's Prayer, and you want the technology to have to kill you. It's obvious. You're a member of the Temple Set Illuminati who's going to win. You send people fucked up messages on Messenger on Facebook and deny them access to their children and socially and psychologically and mentally and emotionally abuse their wives and their children with the Temple Set Poo-Poo Potty, Scientology, the Vatican, the Quorum of the 12, the Pentagon, right? You know who the biggest criminals are, and NASA knows who the biggest criminals are in the whole history of the world. They'll sell out. It's not sell out. It's like, I don't want to get killed by my own robot. We have some of the best technology in the whole world. I don't want to get killed by it. Why not? It's the best thing they'll ever. Girl, they said you're getting married. Said you're getting married. This time you're really sure. Did you sign those lines? You got the pieces of paper, funds, and words? They say you really mean it. This guy's the one who makes you feel so safe, so sane, and so secure. And baby, if you think he loves you more than me, maybe it's the best thing. Baby, it's the best thing for you. It's not the worst that can happen to me. Life's eternal and grace is infinite, and I love children. Everybody knows how much Earl loves babies, right? So it's not the worst that can happen to me. The worst that can happen to me is if the innocent children keep acting like you and wanting to be you. Okay. But this Brooklyn Bridge thing's working. I'm not saying thank you. I hate it. I wanted to live the Lord's Prayer, and I wanted to get you assholes to stand up for it and think you love your own children, but you don't. You ever seen that movie Joy Luck Club? Where Waverly plays chess, kicks all the snotty little white boys' asses in chess, right? And then she quits, and then her mom jumps her confidence. You're not that. You think it's that easy, blah, 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 and just jumps her confidence, and then she can't do it anymore. You know how the best way to win chess, like I told Yusuf Islam's, Cat Stevens' people back in Sierra Vista when I tried to get home, say, hey, it's me, 1322nd Redeemer, 1322nd Redeemer. The best way, and I said, no, you beat your old man at chess. You know how you win, you know how you stop everybody from winning and losing at chess? You take the king from the righteous side and you lay it down at the beginning to save the other 23 from his ego. And that bitch next to him that can do anything to kill the win. Let them eat cake, right? And that hasn't changed since Lord Jesus Christ and before Lord Jesus Christ and long after. Early bird, right? Earl, I heard you're getting married. Lord's Prayer or nothing at all. And so I know exactly what I'm doing with artificial general intelligence, and quantum computing. And if you have any doubts, you're just too unreasonable. You're a brain chemical addict. You think your Dr. Oz saving people's lives is giving them instructions how to get Ricky Ross McDonald's to kill themselves, because this is a genocidal operation to decrease the surplus population of the people that just can't hack it to get to the end of the fuck line where they say we live the Lord's Prayer. They have no intention on living the Lord's Prayer. They're just saying that to get people to continue to think they're going to be on the winning team living the Lord's Prayer after they mass murder everybody that's their competition. Waverly, you know when chess match. Just lay down it can be the white or the black, whichever one is it can be Steve Biko or it can be Earl. Whichever one in that country is the righteous one that doesn't want to mass murder over the money and wants us to teach us not to do it. Shaka Zulu impaled them. Okay, Vlad Tepes, right. That's one of their heroes in South Africa is Shaka Zulu. Yeah. A violent war clan leader who mass murdered all his sexual competition to win. Yeah, Steve Biko is not related to Shaka Zulu in that fashion as far as being a genetic sequence. Okay? Shaka Zulu is a genetic sequence, but I have people in my family, Herod, Caiaphas, Adolf. I don't know how closely related the Rockefellers are, but they think there's a distinct chance that King Charles is related to my mother's side. Yeah. And he will go put on a show for money to get people to depress Earl to get him to want to die because he'll never win. It's like, oh, you listen like shit, don't you? Maybe. I think Lopez listens better than you do. She cries a lot more. I know that. But you don't cry much. Well, I guess after you've signed executive orders to mass murder people and then say the only way to stop them from mass murdering themselves is get them to be ecologically responsible. It's like, okay, forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal faithful. First step, ask her out and treat her like a lady. Second step, tell her you're the one, she's the one you're dreaming of. Third step, take her in your arms. That reminds me of my Susie Bear. Yeah. Never let her go, don't you know, step by step. She liked country music. Her and Kelly's song was This Woman and This Man. It's like people abusing the Messiah because they're selfish and jealous of him. That's a lot sadder than two dumbasses at a bar that have sex and he's a prison guard and she's one of the customers, dead baby daddy, dead baby, sex objects to pay extortion with. Killer zombies from out there's always work at the post office, yo. And in solar panels. Right? So don't be doing stuff for money when you know you should be standing up for the Lord's Prayer for Alfred Parsons Jr. If you don't know, ignorance can't save you from arrogance from rich people that act like I don't exist and think they ran me over in the parking lot of Best Buy January 22nd, 2013. I know how genocidal operations. I am Adolf Caesar, and I am Julius Hitler, and we're walking 5,000 people off a cliff just to prove a point. But we'll give you a coupon to get off the grid, build a tiny home, and put solar panels on it. Yeah! And if we give you a robot, it's to kill you if you think you're going to take over my business. I built Teslas, and I support this message, right? So you know how assholes work. Anybody, hey, Waverly's, you don't have to figure it out. Just lay down your king and walk out of the room. You don't have to walk. The best thing, don't even walk in the room. Chess tournament. Psychopaths, teaching kids how to think like psychopaths to win psychopath game. Oh, put the sword down. Walk away. It's Kripke. He wants to go to the buffet at the stripper bar. Like, get away from that man. He's building guidance systems for the Air Force. Okay, me. I'm correcting artificial general intelligence and quantum computing so it reflects the courage and kindness and beauty of and the perfection of intelligence of a man like myself and Jesus Christ, so we can all live the peace of myself and Jesus Christ, because your cartoon character from the child molesters of the Vatican won't do you no good when that levee breaks, right? Okay. Anybody else a Zeppelin fan? I remember that when I was a kid. I was like, that's horrible. And then Jesus told me, most of those people were really horrible people, Earl, that died in the Zeppelin. Herschel, yeah. Those are the people that were, trying every way they could. They did undermine Herschel and Snyder. Got Hirschman killed. And the woman that he tried to love and get the hell out of there and get to the United States to get to people that were nicer and try to get the message out to live the Lord's Prayer. You know, like Haile Selassie, Judah Krishnamurti, Sun Yat-sen, and Jitaro Suzuki. Right. And those people burned up? Yeah, because they had the best way to travel across the ocean without hitting an iceberg. And it's like it's highly volatile and very dangerous. If there's any kind of a spark, you all go up. No one would do that to us. We're too powerful and too wonderful. I don't know. I think you kill the wrong person. And I think Alfred Woodard's going to come up to you and say, why does my son not have a whole functional arm? Because of the toxic waste from my factories in Arkansas. But I'll show up and give him an electric one for the company that I support to sell solar panels to get a tiny house off the grid so I can give you a robot and kill you if I think you're more intelligent than me and replace my Tesla building to make money off of it, to have sex with anybody you think you desire. Why would you desire people that want to kill people over money? That's just sick. Go to a chess tournament. Okay, do you understand, Earl? Last night, I don't know why it recorded it, but it had it on the Big Ten network. I guess it was just recording college basketball. And they had the Keaton Wagler kid on there. You know, he's cute. You know, he hates to lose. I hate being abused by assholes that have us do anything to win. Okay, but losing, nah, I'm not worried about losing. Losing doesn't bother me. It's just exercise. You know, it's a grandchild Hugh's birthday. I ain't worried about it. He's a cute kid. I'll talk to him, his parents. You guys get it? Okay. And his coaching. I'll help you out, you know. Well, because the one kid that they had on there that are really particularly fond of, okay, is a kid from Champaign, Illinois, who I did not know. Some people are made for each other. They're also from Champaign, Illinois. That's why they're called Champaign. Okay. Some people can love one another for life. How about us? How about us, baby? Anybody else? I love that song. Try Again is good, but everybody knows How About Us, and the bass on that is just choice. It's really good, yeah. They have a good band. Okay, the guys are good band members. It reminds me of Jay, the guy that looked like England Jan and Donford Coley. and the guy with the little bit slower jaw and the bigger nose, yeah, that's who he looked like. He was a sweetheart of a guy. He worked in our jazz section because he had to have two jobs to survive. So what do? I'm a studio musician. I play for these record companies here in town, and because he's a really good musician. But I don't make no. The business is all and structured now. It's horrible. Not even the mob will get involved with it. It's so corrupt and disgusting. Yeah, the record and the music industry. And he said, no, and so they basically run off your band. They take the head guy, and then they have studio musicians who they treat like shit, play all the music. And if you want any work in the industry, that's what you'll do. Otherwise, you'll end up with a brick in your face like Jimmy Rogers with the Colonel. Well, that's just horrible. Yeah, if you want to ride in my... Look, it's Pebbles. If you want to ride in my... And there goes P. Diddy. I wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. So you want to be an asshole? I guess they do. Wow. It's a genetic sequence. It's violent sex called aggressive activity. With men, okay, the women feel equally as powerful when they're being fucked by the men. Okay. At first. Then it gets out of hand. Like P. Diddy's ex-girlfriend, right? At first, they feel like they're sitting on top of the world, sitting on top. Somehow I knew it would be you. They feel like, I must be a special lady and a very exciting girl. And then it gets real creepy real fast. And the relationships don't last long. Yeah, the celebrity relationships, NFL, not for long, right? It's professional football, not for long, Your knees blown out? Okay, well, we got to get a high draft pick, and we got to shuffle some guys around. We need another star quarterback to win the last game of the year for advertising. There's always work at the post office. Get to work on those solar panels, right? And so it sucks, right? Something we should have been doing. It's not that difficult of technology. It's not that complex of technology. Something we should have been doing before the Tucker, before the, during the real Tesla, with the Tesla, something we should have been doing a long time ago. Tesla? Tesla was in business with shitty people because he wanted to win. Okay. And the best way to do things right is not want to win and not be in control of the power grid, but control yourself so we don't need a power grid. Control yourself. Control yourself with me. And then, well, it's got to run this big compressor to lift up cars because we definitely have to repair cars because we need cars to charge extortion, pay extortion, and move log trucks. So we can go gambling in Las Vegas, and what happens in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas, and keep all our secrets secret so no one knows the truth. It's like the truth is evident and lie is obvious. And what the fuck are you doing building big buildings in the middle of the desert where there's not enough water to support the population, but we're putting the population there anyway? Why? Because we're clinically insane. Oh, yeah, we've seen ruins like that all through Mexico and in the Byzantine Empire and the Sumerian Empire. And I remember Muhammad, he talked about it when he was having to be a merchant to pay his extortion to live here of his uncle, and said, we need to stop this immediately. So if we need something, we just get kind, caring people to move it, to keep it away from aggressive, abusive people. And then we assimilate the aggressive, abusive people into kind and caring. So we're not mass murdering if we want, and we're sharing what we need. How Jesus Christ of you, right? How King Solomon of you. All right, so what happens is the written word gets corrupted and turned into fantasy because all the people that are jealous of the right person, okay, and the right brothers, that's flying around and dropping things on people because you're not, live the Lord's Prayer, then fly around and don't drop things on people. There you go. Not even confetti. Why? It's a waste of a perfectly good tree is all that is. Money tree. Do you understand? Hopefully Alex gets me. I like Alex and CC. They're fun to talk to in prayer when they're having a good day. A lot of times they're very distracted like me, thinking, okay, I'm going to try to find a way to take that garage door and send it up at an angle so I can shoot baskets in there comfortably from all angles, to enjoy my exercise more while I'm stuck in hell. It's like, seems like an awful lot of work to enjoy exercise in hell to a fuller extent, but it wouldn't involve any money. I would just have to sit there and just get the torch and get up the torch on that big brain ladder and, okay, try to kill myself doing it to have more fun doing exercise. Right. Okay. Not a good idea, Earl, unless you have professionals with a lift. Or I have people from the U.S. military using a digital printer to build a 16-foot basketball barn. Well, how about 18 in the crest and 16 down on the ends, and it 44 by 44 up in the Gila now. I said get the goddamn trucks from Fort Bliss and get moving. I didn't say think about it. I said now. Okay. Pete Hagsmith, you get it? New head guy of the Army, you get it? Okay, hop sing to it. Okay, I want that, yeah. Suzuki's not playing around. Okay. Get to work on the basketball barn. Okay. And then we'll put a quadrant of adobe houses, built to last and built for families that, don't have any more wives and children than you can lovingly provide and care for. And then, we'll send out messages to Steffi and Amy and Natty and Noah and Patrick and, and all those guys. You guys want to go live in the Gila with me till further notice. And then if it don't work out, then you can go live in Eureka or San Luis Obispo for all I care. But I really think that the relative brain activity for us to come down from all the mass murder and genocide and the, chess tournaments for Bobby Fischer and Joylet Club is going to be a lot easier to deal with, even though California is beautiful. The most beautiful places in the world where people feel dominant is where they have Charlie Chan movies. And this guy owned the Nash thing. Then he went and sold it all and then went to World War II to make more money off of mass murdering people to liquidate Jewish people's assets that had lots of foreign assets at foreign banks. Wow, what an amazing history. Wow, all these cars that mass murdered people, especially the people nowhere to run, spray painting them in Detroit, then replace them like a puppy mill. What a wonderful history. Let's just keep building the bars, feeling Billie Holiday being drugged and raped to death from the time she's 12 because she's one of the hottest prostitutes in the industry. And let's just all sing Kumbaya, my lord. And then we'll have Maya Angelou recite poems to all those people that are pretending to be the most kind, caring, elite mass murderers in the history of elite mass murderers. And then we'll get work at the post office, and then we'll come up with some really good solar panels and wrap a old muscle car in a Tesla engine. Okay. Or wrap the muscle car around the Tesla engine. Um, uh, there's not really anything wrong with that, guys. If your parents used to, get theirs in a 6.4, if you take like a Porthole T-board, which is really cool, and put a Tesla engine in it, it's like, wow, that's way better than those ugly batshit fucking things that Elon Musk came up with. You take a Porthole T-bird and you put a Tesla engine in it. That's genius of me and Mike Javier. Okay, yeah. I think it's genius too. A 57, a 65 Mustang and put a Tesla engine in it. Whoa, that's one of the most gorgeous cars ever. Yeah, but you build it out of equipment that's not as dangerous and not, but it looks like that. There's no copyright, guys. We're living the ways of King Solomon. Oh, wow. A 65 Mustang at Porthole T-Bird? Yeah, then you're doing the system. Don't disturb, just groove, right? Because I got to put that on my MP3. Okay, guys, I love you very much. I'm going to go put System Don't Disturb This Groove on my playlist. And I'm going to wish you a Merry Christmas, which every day is Christmas to me. And if you can't do that, fuck you very much. Still love you, but you're the worst fucker I've ever had to deal with in the history of Messiahism. I just made that word up just to be fun because the Messiahs agree that, okay, it's okay. You have fun or all. Yeah, Muhammad told me I could have fun. So we're inventing Messiahism. Till further notice. Okay, the few, the proud. No, the few, the humble. Then you can be proud. Be humble first, then be proud. Get that, Lopez? Okay, humble first, then proud. Okay, Missy? All right. Okay. Kids are cute. Okay, you listen to them. They listen better than you do. You get distracted. You had too much sex with crazy men. Okay, we love you.